Hello guys, and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Today, as you can see, we're doing something different. And yes, I know I haven't done a video in a while. That's not shocking. You guys expect this by now. Come on, I do a load of videos and then I disappear for 6 months to a year. That's just the way I am. It's the way my mental health is. If my mental health is bad, I tend to do more videos, if I'm honest. My mental health is good, I tend to just enjoy my life now. I've had a lot going on. Lots of drama, lots of sadness, lots of good stuff. So, we are on one of our legs of putting out a load of content. So this is the first of that content. As you may have noticed from the title, it's Don't Look Back. This is the Founding Edition 1698. Now, Don't Look Back is a very 1980s inspired slasher-style horror miniature game. It's played on a 3x3 table. You play as survivors, and the AI plays as the killer. Although if you have 5 players or so, you can have the killer played by an actual person. The game itself is very, very exciting. I've got the PDF versions of all the rulebooks. There's 2 of them at the moment, which is the main core rulebook, 2nd edition, and then 1698, the Founding, as a separate PDF. You can buy them physically, except nowhere in the UK has them in stock. I got this from Spectre Miniatures, and I believe they're getting more stock in around about December, January time. So I am excited to pick up physical copies of the rules and things like that. Now, you can find the STLs and everything online to purchase, and I'll put all the links in the description as I always do. But I am excited for this. Now, they do the same thing that Crooked Dice do, which is where, as you can see, their stuff come in like the VHS box. It adds another layer to it. Obviously, I'm old. I'm in my 40s. I grew up in the 80s. I had VHSs. My favourite horror movies are those era. So your Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacres, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, that kind of thing. So I love the aesthetic of this. Now, this, as I said, is the Founding. So it's set in 1698. So the miniatures are going to represent that. So we'll just flip the box over. And as you can see here, you get 4 new characters. You also get a brand new killer. All the relevant character cards, visages to use them in your games. All new items deck, which is themed for obviously this year. The copy of the Don't Look Back core rulebook and 1698 expansion is required to use this product. Now, that is important, actually. You can use these models and miniatures without owning both books. If you've got the Don't Look Back core rulebook, which it's a really good piece of media, it really is. As I said, I only own the PDF version at the moment, but I bought it legitimate. I don't like getting free PDFs, finding them online and things like that. I think we should support the creators, especially of smaller companies like this. So, yeah, it's a really nice book. You can use these without the companion book for this set, which is obviously the 1698 book. I would, however, recommend that as well. It's got some really good stuff in it. But, yeah. These are the models themselves. I believe they're 3D prints. I do believe that the main core set killers are at least multi-part plastics, where you can build them in different ways. I believe Peachy did a video on it. And you know me, whenever I can promote Peachy, I will promote Peachy. I'm a Peachy simp when it comes to his videos. He's one of only a few miniatures wargame creators that I actually watch their content. Like, the second it comes out, it's like, oh, I have to watch this. Peachy he covers the type of games I'm into. But yes, so let's have a look inside. So, as you can see here, you get a little thing packed by Talon. You know I'm going to anger some people on the internet. Thank you, Talon. I do appreciate the work you do. Little QR code on the back, where if you're unsatisfied about the product, you can report it. I think that's really, really cool. So I have a load of killers anyway. I've bought them from Crooked Dice, from Hayfield Miniatures, from Studio Miniatures, some random Etsy sellers and stuff like that. So I have a load. So mine are normally based on lipped bases. So these kind. I am, however, going to keep these on the bases that they're meant to be on. So I've zoomed in a bit there, as you can see. Yeah, so they are like a resin 3D print. They're a bit shiny, Now, I don't know if that's that they're not cured properly or whether it's just the type of material that they use, because I've never used these before. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pop them in the windowsill for like half an hour to an hour just to let them get a bit of sun. I know I live in the UK. The chances that I'm going to get any sun are pretty slim, but I will. And then I'll wash them as I always do with any models that aren't just plastic, to be honest. But yeah, so you can see they have this very like 1698 aesthetic to them. The sculpts themselves seem really nice. They don't have a lot in the way of like mold lines or anything like that, so that's always good. The one thing I'm worried about is that guy's face. I don't think it is. So it looks a little bit miscast, but I don't think it is. I think it's just because of the light hitting it through the camera, because when I look away from the viewfinder to see it, it looks perfectly fine. So I think that that's probably just because it needs curing a bit, or whatever the case may be. And then, as I said, on top of that, you get the cards and item cards and such. So yeah. So you get the 4 characters. And then you get the Beast, the Dark Ones. I don't know if these are double-sided. They are not. And these are obviously the kills. Now, this is a game we're very interested in, and we are going to be running some stuff on it because we can play it at the club. Very, very small model count. Very narrative-y style game. So we're going to be playing a lot of this on the channel. Obviously, because we've got the rule now where we don't use anything not painted, it means I'm going to have to paint them up. So I think the first one we'll run will probably be of this. Although, because I have enough survivors and killers from other games, I could probably just makeshift. But yeah, as I was saying before with bases anyway, before I decided I wanted to zoom in, I very much will keep these on the bases that they come with, but ideally, I would have preferred to have them on like lit bases, the same as my other killers. It's not a big thing. It's not the end of the world. I've got a couple more crooked dice ones coming. I might do a video on that. Or I might wait until they're all painted up and do just like a big killery, like a video on all the killers. I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're just going to have a look at the items. So you've got like prepared shot, rations, musket, bow, torch, saber, guide notes, wards and sigils, beaver pelts, boar spear, and then flintlock pistol. So these are items that you can pick up within the game that obviously do things for your said characters. Here you can see the items that they come with, or items in this case, their terror and their wounds and their luck. Luck you can spend to do things, whether that's rerolls or some other stuff within the game. Wounds are how many wounds you've got, and obviously your terror is how scared you are. And the game is built around that. It's, as I said, it's got a very role-play feel to it. So what I'm going to do is, normally I would show you the miniatures built at the end, but they are all one piece. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the sun to cure out a bit more, just in case, and then I'm going to give them a wash. So I will just throw this up. What I might do is I might stick some photos at the end of the models themselves, all done and dusted and built. But it literally is just making sure they're cleaned up and sticking them on bases. I'm excited to get some paint on them though. Lots of browns, I feel. Maybe with the female. Oh my god, I sound like a certain sector of the internet. But with the the female model, with her wearing a dress, I might go with something obviously period appropriate, but less browns, just to make it look a bit better. But yeah, guys, this is Don't Look Back. This is the first of what I hope is many videos on Don't Look Back. Once the main core set comes in stock, I will be getting it, and also the killer box set as well. I might pay for a couple of the extra STLs, but they have a lot of really interesting killers. There's a clown and things like that I'm really excited for. But yeah, guys, anyway, it's good to be back, even if it's only going to be for a small while. Do the usual social media stuff like subscribe, share, all that kind of shite. On top of that, apparently there's hype points. They're a thing now. It's not like we do the proper like YouTube-y algorithm stuff anyway. We just make the content we want. But if you want to hype it up, I'm not going to get mad at you. We're currently painting up a lot of Trench Crusade scenery. We're painting up some conflict scenery. painting no models. We're painting... No, that's not true. I'm painting up squigs for the old world. We're playing quite a bit. So, yeah, guys. Thanks very much for all the putting up with us more than anything and our disappearing and reappearing. We very much appreciate every one of you who takes the time to watch, like, share, subscribe, and all of that. Especially commenting. You guys comment a lot, and we really appreciate that because it shows that our audience isn't massive, but you engage with what we put out. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for your time. Pray that the dice gods hope to smile upon you. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and bye-bye.